titled Governor Speaks to Abians in Umuahia, revealed that the state's role in the project is limited to providing land and logistics. He further explained that while the federal government initially planned an airstrike for the state, the project was upgraded to a full airport following appeals by the state government. Additionally, OT disclosed plans to launch a medical village in early 2025 to address the comprehensive healthcare needs of Abia residents. Abia State Governor Alex Otti has attributed the failure of some civil servants in the state's promotion and confirmation examinations to inadequate preparation. Speaking during his December media chat at Government House Umuahia on Friday, Otti assured that those who failed the initial test would have an opportunity to retake it and emphasized that no one would lose their job as a result. However, he stated that civil servants who failed the promotion exam will remain in their current roles until they pass. The governor stressed that the state is moving away from the previous practice where all candidates passed such examination automatically. And lastly, Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has pledged to construct an Olympic-sized stadium to enhance sports infrastructure and foster grassroots sports development. Represented by the Commissioner for Information, Dr. Law Mefo, Soludo made the announcement during the 2024 Sports Writers Association of Nigeria Swan Week held in Oka on Friday, themed Sports Development in Anambra. The infrastructure question. The event highlighted the need for improved sports facilities. The governor emphasized his administration's commitment to providing the infrastructure necessary for sports advancement. He also called on SWAN to collaborate with the state government in promoting sports and encouraging youth's participation to address issues like restiveness and social vices. We take a short break now. When we return, News Tonight continues. Please do stay with us.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzenozo mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life whose common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
Welcome back to Afia TV News Tonight. I am Anne Ugochinyere, and of course we move to the nation of front, where the Minister of Livestock Development, Dr. Idi Maiha, has urged the Raw Materials Research and Development Council to lead efforts in transforming Nigeria's livestock sector through research and innovation. He emphasized the potential to access the $23 billion exotic livestock breed market and enhance leather production. During a courtesy visit by RMRDC Director General Prof. Nanyelugo Ike Monso Maiha outlined priority areas including pasture development, local feed production, artificial insemination for higher milk yields, and research into local medicines and vaccines. He also called for improved cold chain infrastructure and solar dryers to enhance product quality and shelf life, boosting the sector's value. The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, has called off its two-week warning strike and instructed its members to return to work on Monday. The strike, which began on December 2, was in protest against the neglect of polytechnic education in Nigeria and other unresolved issues. In a statement dated December 12 and released on Friday, ASUP National President Shama Banja announced the suspension of the strike following a meeting with officials from the Ministry of Labour and Employment. He stated that a memorandum of understanding was signed with an agreement to reconvene on January 23, 2025 to address the industry disputes fully. And lastly, on national front, operators of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have apprehended Osang Otupa, an alleged online fraudster, for defrauding 139 Australians of $8 million. Otupa was arrested at Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos on Friday, December 6, 2024, upon his return from the United States. In a statement issued by EFCC's head of media and publicity, Dele Uyewale, it was revealed that Otupa operated under 5 aliases: Ford Thompson, Oscar Tyler, Michael Hay, Joseph Vito, and Christine Davidson to carry out the scam. He reportedly tricked his victims via social media into investing in a fraudulent cryptocurrency platform, Liquid Asset Group. Oyewale added that the suspect would face prosecution after the investigation is completed. And now from there, we move on to the business world, where Vice President Kashim Shettima stressed the importance of the power sector for Nigeria's economic development and called on leaders to unite and address the country's electricity issues. He made these remarks during the inauguration of the National Economic Council ad hoc committees on national electrification and polio eradication in Abuja. Shettima cited countries like Indonesia, India, South Africa, and Uganda as examples of nations that have outcome energy insufficiency, and he expressed concern that 40 to 70% of Nigerians lack formal access to electricity. Despite the challenges in the power sector, including frequent grid collapses, he remains optimistic that recent reforms will attract both local and foreign investments, leading to significant improvements. And lastly, in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reiterated that both the old and redesigned Naira notes of 1,000 Naira, 500 Naira, and 200 Naira denominations will remain legal tender indefinitely, putting to rest rumors of a 31 December deadline for the phasing out of the old notes. In a statement released on Friday, the acting director of corporate communications, Hakama Ali, clarified that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is adhering to a Supreme Court ruling from November 29, 2023, which allows the continuous circulation of all versions of the affected Naira denominations without any deadline. This clarification comes in response to widespread misinformation regarding the validity of the old notes. The CBN emphasized that all versions of the Naira, including the old and new 1,000 Naira, 500 Naira, and 200 Naira denominations, as well as the commemorative and previous 100 Naira designs, remain valid and legal tender indefinitely. The bank urged the public to ignore claims that the old series of those notes would no longer be valid after the end of the year. We take another short break. When we return, we go to the foreign world. Please to stay with us.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzen also mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, oh, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every.
Welcome back to Afia TV News tonight. I am Anne Ugochinyere, and now we move on to the continent where Ghana's president-elect John Dramani Mahama has stated that he will honor the country's $3 billion rescue package with the International Monetary Fund (IMF), but intends to review the deal to address wasteful government spending and improve the energy sector. Mahama, who won the December 7 election by a significant margin, told reporters on Friday that his priorities include tackling inflation and currency depreciation to ease the cost of living crisis in Ghana. He had previously indicated plans to renegotiate the IMF agreement established by outgoing President Nana Akufo-Addo's administration in 2023. Meanwhile, on the foreign news, federal police in Brazil arrested former Defense Minister Walter Braga Neto on Saturday, accusing him of plotting a coup to overturn the 2020 election results. Braga Neto, who also served as chief of staff under former President Jair Bolsonaro and ran as his vice presidential candidate in the failed 2020 re-election bid, was arrested after federal police issued an arrest warrant along with 2 search and seizure warrants and other precautionary measures against individuals obstructing investigations. A retired Army General, Braga Neto, was accused by federal police along with Bolsonaro, former government ministers and former armed forces commanders of conspiring to stage a coup after Bolsonaro lost the election to current President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Braga Neto is alleged to have been a key organizer and influencer of the coup attempts. Meanwhile, in Turkey was set to reopen its embassy in Damascus on Saturday following the recent ousting of President Bashar al-Assad by forces backed by Ankara and 12 years after the embassy was closed. The move came amid high-level talks on Syria and Jordan in celebrations over Assad's removal. Turkey has been a significant player in the Syrian conflict, supporting armed groups in the northwest and maintaining ties with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the group that led the offensive against Assad. Turkey's foreign minister confirmed the new charge d'affaires Boham Koroglu left for Syria on Friday, with the embassy expected to open the next day. Additionally, Turkey urged Russia and Iran not to intervene as rebel forces advanced. Turkish diplomats participated in talks with EU, US, and Arab counterparts in Aqaba, Jordan. And lastly, on the foreign scene, impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol announced on Saturday that he would step aside following a parliamentary vote to remove him from office, calling for an end to the politics of excess and confrontation. Yoon stated that he needed to step aside temporarily, signaling his brief withdrawal from the political arena. Reports indicate that Yoon is currently suspended from office while South Korea's constitutional court decides whether to uphold his impeachment. In the meantime, Prime Minister Han Duck-soo has assumed the role of interim president. South Korea's main opposition party has praised Yoon's impeachment, calling it a victory of the people. And now in the world of sports, Dutch football clubs Ajax, VVV Venlo and Roda JC Kerkrade are leading efforts to raise at least 170,000 euros for their former player and ex-Nigerian international Tijani Babangida. Babangida is currently in the Netherlands with his wife for medical treatments following a serious accident earlier this year. In May, Babangida and his family were involved in a crash on the Kaduna-Zaria road, which tragically claimed the life of their one-year-old son, Fadil, and his younger brother, Ibrahim. Babangida, his wife, and their maid suffered various injuries. After receiving initial treatment at hospitals in Zaria and Abuja, Babangida and his wife were able to travel to the Netherlands for further care with the support of his former teammates. More to come on the news tonight. Please do stay tuned. Now to end the news, here is a recap of our major headlines. Afia State Governor Oti approves discriminatory package to retain teachers in rural areas. Other national news, Livestock Minister Maiha eyes $23 billion exotic livestock breed markets. In business, Vice President Shetima insists power sector crisis must be resolved for national development. And on the foreign scene, former Brazilian Defense Minister Braga Neto arrested by federal police. Please do remember to join us on all our social media platforms at Afia TV Officials. Many thanks for joining me. I am Anne Ugochinya. Good evening and have yourself a wonderful evening.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because